Hello, I'm Mr. Pibbles, and welcome back to our ever so wonderful challenge park here in Planet Coaster 2. Now, you may be asking yourself, "Oh, what are we doing today?" Because it's not an episode day. Well, as I said earlier this week, we are going to be doing a little bonus episode today where we are just having a look through everything we've done over the last couple of episodes, doing a couple of ride-alongs and seeing what we can do. Now, between episodes, I have gone away and done a couple of things. Let me just click play on this. And this is the reason we're starting outside the park today, because I've built us a park sign for the Pibbleville Family Fun Park, that, of course, being this park. And it all looks quite nice, and if we come over here, you can see that I've actually extended the pond we had by the entrance to be a lot bigger, so that's fun. Now we have pre-booked, so we are just going to walk on straight through the middle. You're right, fella. And here we are, back in the park. It feels like it's been ages since we've looked at it from this angle, but it is all fun stuff. Now, we're going to cut through the gift shop very quickly, because I can't remember if we've been through the gift shop, but there we go, we've cut through there, and we're actually going to start down this way. It's been, again, ages since we've been down this way, toward the Pibbleville Raceway. But we're not actually going to the raceway, because today we are heading down this way past all of the bins that the janitors should be fixing. I'm gonna follow you to see if you actually clean this up. Excellent, our janitors are doing their jobs. We're following this down this way because the first thing we did after we sort of had our whole saga on working on the water park was this, the Spookton Garage, I believe, our lovely set of dodgems that sits here behind Spookton, our lovely Spook Manor. So there is our Spook Garage, and it is quite fun. And then, of course, of course, we came in here next, and we built some more rides. Starting here with these teacups, which are, we built these gardens, and this actually isn't the first place we came. All of this Roman stuff isn't the first stuff we did. We did the other gardens, but we're going to go to them in a bit, just because it makes sense. So, obviously, we've got the teacups here, situated here within the middle of this, and you can hear them there running with their lovely music, which is all fun. And then, if we come all the way round here, I'm just going to stick that on pause very quickly. Of course, you can see our Roman ruins down here from the ground level, which is fun. I really like the way that these turned out, and it looks really nice. And then we've got the Pibblevilla sign there, which again is all fun stuff. And we've got more ruins around and about, like those bits there, and some more around there, but we are heading over here for arguably what is the main event of this area, the villa itself, which, again, I really like the way that this turned out. I think it looks really nice, and I think everything here looks good. Of course, we could go on the scenic railway, but that's going to take us a while, so instead we are just going to head straight on Roman Racer, our wonderful wooden coaster. So, if we come through here, I do like the detail I put on this queue line. It might be one of my favourite queue lines that I've built. Up through the middle with this statue of Athena, and if we... Can we? Excellent, we can. We are now on the ride. Now let me just speed up time quickly to get to a point where we can go, and then actually what we can do here is have a look around this station building while we're sat here, because I did a bit of this work on this station. I really like the way that it looks. I especially like this sort of mosaic racing thing up there that says Parati Stabiles Ite, which is ready, set, go in Latin, which is quite fun. Now, again, we are just waiting. This ride is not as popular as it was a few weeks ago when we built it, but hopefully it won't take us long to be able to, hopefully, before long. Oh, we are in. Restraints are down, and we're off. Excellent. yeah, this was a really fun ride to build. You can see the interaction there with the scenic railway. That is all fun stuff. Oh, it's been ages since I've actually sat down and ridden this. So, again, once we've hopped off this, we will have a look at, at everything regarding it. But, here we go. Down that first drop into this sort of turnaround section, I really like. Down here past the fairy tale part of the thing, into a double down, into this slightly janky bit that goes round the lake, and with some good speed here over these bunny hop elements through this little bit here, which, spoilers, and then back up here, back up into the station. How very wonderful. I am really a big fan of everything with this ride. It might be my favourite Woody that I've built, and hopefully, if I do that, excellent. So let me just pause that quickly, and we can have a very quick look at the station itself. So you can see I've put all of the chariot names up there with all of that, and that's what the ride vehicle looks like itself. I am a really big fan of this. This might be one of my favourite rides that I have completed on this series. And coming down here, let us have a very quick look at our Pictura. So, I believe we are somewhere up there. That is all very fun stuff. We don't have a head. Makes sense. Anyway, so there is our picture. One picture, please, sir. Thank you. Now, coming out of there, we could again go and watch the scenic railway, but we can have a ground view look at that later. But for now, instead, we are gonna run all the way round the back of the teacups, and instead we are gonna head into our gardens because I really like these. These were sort of the big thing that we came in and built. That are the perceived first part of this whole park. So there we have the Tiger Garden Ferris wheel. Again, historic ride. I really like the way that it looks and the way that it's situated within this garden itself. I'm going to stick that on pause. And coming around here, again, you can see the way that it just sits in this landscape. It looks really, really nice. Following through, we're going to head up this way and come down into our Mediterranean garden. And the Mediterranean garden I really like. I think it looks quite nice with all of the grapevines around, with all of these tamarind trees, and with all of those bits. Moving through into the tropical garden, I really like this one. I think it's really fun. Obviously, it's a lot more crowded. We've got all these palm trees, all of these bits and pieces, and you can see our jumping fountains here. They were my pride and joy. Moving around this way, it is very busy around here, but obviously this goes into the pirate area, which we are going to look back at the tropical garden because that looks really nice, and we are going to follow through here. Now, we could go over to the fairy tale area, but we're going to leave that for now because people are using our maze. Now, I'm going to see if I can remember how to make my way through this maze. And people are using the interactable elements, which is good. Now that you can see there the back of a certain attraction of mine, which I need to do a bit of work on the back of that just to make it look a little bit nicer, but there we go. Let's head down this way. And we have made it to the center of this maze. That looks very nice, but that's not where we want to end up. So let's instead take this way up here, and we're going to go around here, and there we go. We've made it to the exit, which is quite fun, and that leads us back to the pirate area, which is fun. But if we go in the other direction, you can see a path here that goes on and down. But there's something that wasn't here in the last episode, and it's this. I have built now a lovely bit of staff building. So what I'm going to do is I'm quickly going to take us through here. Don't mind the interior looking very barren, very bare. That doesn't matter. I've lost the path. There's the path. If we come out the back here, you can see that we've now got this sort of staff parking area out the back, and this warehouse for kind of working on bits and pieces. I really like the look of this. I think this was fun to do outside of our regular episodes, and I think it all works really nicely within the context of this park. Now, I need to figure out where I'm going. I'm going that way. Excellent. And coming back out here and back out to the front of the staff area, we come to the thing we did in this week's episode, which was the Victorian town, which a couple of people are walking through now, which is good. And again, I really like the way that this looks at guest level. Just all of the trinkets and stuff scattered around, the lights, the lamps. I think it all kind of helps to make this atmosphere really, really pop. And there we go. And finally moving through to here, we have our ever so wonderful fairy tale area that we completed throughout the last couple of episodes. You can see the back of the Tiger Garden Ferris wheel there, but that is not the main attraction, as the main attraction is not any of these. But obviously we've got the millstone here, which is our scissor type ride, which spins and looks like a wheel. Looks like a millstone. We've got this lovely little pond area over here that I really like. And then we've got that lovely piece of theming there, which I love. But we've got one last POV to look at this episode, and it is of Joust, our wonderful spinning coaster. So we are going to run through the middle of here, and I'm going to give you a motion sickness warning now, because obviously this spins, and I don't know what it's going to be like. So let's hop on. And hopefully there will be someone else here before too long, and we can give this a ride. Well, that's that down. Have we got anyone else? Or is our staff going to let us go? Come on. Excellent. And we're off up the side of this wonderful castle building that we spent a couple of episodes creating, and we are into the spin. This is wonderful stuff. Whoa, that is very, very spinny. Whoa, down into the dip, up the other side, and into the back of the... into the back of the... I'm not even going to try narrating this. This is way too chaotic, but I think that's the point for a spinning coaster. And stabilizing, we're back in with a bit of a jolt at the end, but there we go. That was truly wonderful. And again, you can sort of see the work we did on the station here, and it all looks really nice. So that is just about everything we needed to catch up on in this episode. Obviously, we're going to come down here and we're going to look at our photo very quickly. Oh, there we are. I need to re-angle that very quickly. But before we get to the end of this episode, there is one last thing that we need to look at, and that is down here towards the worm mine. If we come down here and take our left down here, you can see our lovely sleeping dragon down there. It is all wonderful stuff, and I think this really works. And finally, we can head this way towards whatever is down here. But you can see that I have made a start on getting something in here. So, this is going to be the absolute joy that we have to look forward to within the next episodes. Let me just... Excellent. Well, that takes us all the way back to the start of the park, which is wonderful. So, I'm going to leave you with the sign. If you have enjoyed this episode, then please feel free to give me a like, give me a comment, possibly even a subscribe if I am lucky enough. And please stick around for more Planet Coaster 2 and more Manor Lords, which we will be getting on to later this week. And, well, I think the last thing to do is roll that outro. So, I will see you in the future. Ta-ta.